All right, that's live. Start recording. All right, bet. We're recording. We live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's your boy D Fred, episode number, I believe, 87 of the Absolute Ocean Podcast. We back today. We missed a week, but we here. So I'm in the building with who am I in the building with, guys? Why the fuck can I hear y'all?
I can't hear him.
Oh, Bryce, you muted your mic. What are you doing?
My bad, brother. We here though.
Yeah, like we rookies on this motherfucker or something.
Hey man, calm down, brother. Every once in a while, niggas fuck up.
Yeah, but we back in the building. Got a good, exciting episode for you. A lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to talk about. So before we get to that, we get into the good things. It's been about a week and a half, so everybody should have something good to, give to the people. So I'm gonna let y'all start first.
Shit, I got two of them. Been working out consistently. I could say I've been working out probably for the last 3 months consistently. I've been wanting to wait and say I've been working out because goddamn, nigga can say that and then stop doing it like a week later, but
Yeah.
pretty consistent with it. And besides that, what was my other one? I know what store I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be staying at the store I'm at for the manager stuff. So that's confirmed.
That's good.
Shit. Besides that, yeah, everything been good.
What about you, Rob?
Man, I ain't been consistent with the workouts, but I gained weight.
Hey, if that's your goal, that's good. Clap it up.
Oh, like, is that a good thing? I'm trying to figure out.
If that's his goal,
Oh,
if
no,
his
that's
goal
not
is to gain weight, then that's a good thing.
Oh, big face.
Nah,
I just
that's-
ain't know.
That's a good thing.
But for me, I hit $1 million sold, not finalized actually, at my job. I ain't gonna disclose too much, but $1 million finalized. That was a goal to hit. The year's not over yet, so I hit that, and I'm excited about that.
Congratulations, man. Look like the celebration was fun, boy.
Hey,
Yeah, like some heat.
Basou's, it's a great place. I don't know. Carla's seen it somewhere. I don't know where she's seen it at, but it's a great place. The tomahawk steak is amazing. Like, it was just so tender. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like melted in your mouth. Pause. But it was just like amazing. And I gotta go back. That's all I gotta say about that. Bryce, I'm about to end this live because your shit remixing and re-rocking on that huh?
For real?
Hey,
Not the real live. I'm talking about the Instagram live.
Oh, damn, what the fuck happened on here?
and he over there glitching.
He over there remixing and re-rocking.
I don't know what the fuck going on that hoe.
I hope back now.
Oh,
Fuck it.
shit,
Fuck it. I can't focus on all these lives at one time. But let's get to it, man. We got a lot of topics to get to. We got a lot of things to get to. It's late at night. The people, whoever's watching, appreciate you for watching. First topic we're going to hop into the Olympics. Big up from the Bahamas in the chat. Big up from the Bahamas before we get to the Olympics in the chat. Appreciate you from the Bahamas. Cam the Comfort. But anyways, Olympics. What about the Olympics? Do we want to talk about?
Oh, girl in the drug stuff, right?
Sha'Carri Richardson. All right, so Sha'Carri Richardson failed the drug test after the relay. She got kicked off the relay team. There was a big outpour of support for her. Put her on the relays, let her run, this and that. There was kind of an opposition back and forth, right? Some people like
Right.
Joe Biden was rules are rules, and then other people were, weed is legal, let it ride. What do y'all think?
I mean, shit, off the rip, bro. Just like I tell my little brothers, bro, you know the rules, so you ain't no way to fuck around, bro. You know what you want. You know what you want out of life, and that's football. You know the rules to football, bro. So if you want to make it, you can't play with that shit.
Yeah.
Like, not in the sense that they was even doing it, but I'm just saying that was like they was talking about how like boys at the school had got in trouble and got suspended and shit, kicked off the team for that shit. It was like, bro, I know shit may be fun. I know it may be popular, it may be trending. Your brother or family may do it every goddamn day, but shit, bro, you can't. You got to stay focused.
You know what's cooler? Going to the NFL is cooler.
Facts.
Making it at your next level is cooler than getting caught smoking, drug test, or whatever. I mean, her reasoning for it was, her biological mom just passed away. She used it to cope with it. Like, I get all that, but it's like, you about to run the biggest event of your life, and you're the favorite to win Well, maybe not the favorite. I think the lady from Jamaica is the favorite, but in competition to win, and then you screw it up.
Yeah.
I mean, like you feel bad for her, but there's like she's 21.
Yeah, she young.
Unless there's some
That's why.
chicks that's coming behind her in college that's gonna like blow her out the water, she's probably still gonna be one of the top people in 4 more. However, I don't know how they're gonna do the
In
Olympics.
4 years. Yeah,
Because I
years.
know it was supposed to be 2020. Now it's obviously 2021 because of COVID. So I wonder if they're gonna try to get back on track. Like, all right, we're gonna run this back 2024 instead of waiting until 2025.
Yeah, my biggest thing with it was like how people was like, oh, is they treating her wrong and stuff like that. But they suspend everybody that's been caught. Phelps got suspended, and many others. Like, so it's hard to just.
That's only my thing with it, because like when you dispute somebody, I always try to make it a point that I'm not talking about her specifically because she's admitted to what she did. She's owned up to what she did, but the people are trying to make like it a black thing. Oh, they're trying to hold this black woman back. They're trying to hold this black woman down. But it's like Bryce said, they do it to everybody. It's not like a rule just for black people. It's a rule for everybody. Michael Phelps and people try to bring up, well, they let Michael Phelps swim. Michael Phelps smoked weed a month after the Olympics.
Yeah.
And they got suspended 3 months. And then obviously, did y'all want them to suspend him for the next Olympics 4 years from now for smoking weed a month after the Olympics? That doesn't make any sense. Even P. Diddy was like relating it to like slavery and how the FBI was running drugs into the communities. I'm like, all right, bro. Y'all doing a little. She's already admitted that she fucked up. And y'all are just like doing the overkill for it. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah. It just kind of is what it is at this point. Of course, clearly, obviously, terrible circumstances. She owned up to it. She gave her reasoning. And you know what I'm saying? At that point, it just is what it is. But in my opinion, it's just, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of got to weigh this stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know her personal thoughts. But in that circumstance, bro, you risk something that was life-changing. Like, I get like that. Like, I ain't lost my parent in my later years, so I couldn't express how that feel. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you was finna get ready to change like your whole family life within the next few months, and you threw it all away coping.
Yeah. I think she's gonna be good though. I mean,
I'm not saying it's over. She won't ever have a chance, but shit, this one gone.
I feel like honestly, this gonna sound crazy, but this was better for her than actually just going to the Olympics and running. Because I feel like now she has this like, now she's kind of like a superstar. Like, she was a superstar in the moment. She ran up to her grandma after she won. Her mama just died. People loved it. But now it's like you got something to root for in 3 years from now. It's like, she smoked weed. She's back. Is she gonna win? It's like a whole storyline now to push her and propel her forward within her career. And
the boy defense says it's gonna take some time, but she just got to capitalize when they come around again.
Yeah, but like I said too, like track. I know it's not the Olympics, but they got world championships next year. She'll probably win the world championships anyways next year, so she gonna be all right, unless something tragic, accident, whatever happens. But she'll be all right.
I feel like if she win, like when she come back next year or at World or the next Olympics, the story is just gonna be even better because it's like you knew her from this, and then she got a chance to redeem herself, and that's like you said, it might. If she capitalize on it from now and she keep working and not getting her head and shit about things, she can really capitalize on this later because all publicity is good publicity. We know that. So
everybody likes a comeback story. Everybody likes to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, dust yourself off, and get it rocking. I just like hearing certain people like saying like, I don't know, when I hear celebrities just say dumb shit, like Steven Jackson was like, we should boycott this Olympics because like, do y'all not know? Because I've been studying the trials, right? I've been watching the trials. Mm-hmm. Do y'all not know that the two people that were second and third are black women? The woman who ran the second fastest time all time in the 200 is a black woman. The hurdlers, black. Like I didn't understand the logic what people was trying to say. Like
by focusing on the injustice instead of like all
Like
the other shit that's going
there's
on.
plenty of girls, young black girls who are going to break records, that are going to get gold medals. There's swimmers, gymnast. Like there's so many other black women that y'all can support, but people's like, we're not going to support because of this one instance where she already owned up to her own mistake. That's where people lost me with that shit.
Only thing I could say we could have boycotted on was it was another lady. She ended up getting suspended and couldn't run because she missed a drug testing because she was pregnant or something like that. Or
yeah, she had an abortion.
Oh, abortion or something like. Oh, yeah.
But I think that was. I don't think that had to do with this year's Olympics. That like happened though in the past. Though she got suspended for like 4 years for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so she got to sit out another 4 years.
I don't know how long when the suspension. I think the suspension started in 2020, so she can't really do shit to the next Olympics.
Okay.
So she fried for 4 years.
Yeah,
but also, like I don't know if y'all seen. There was 2 runners from I think it was Nambia. Nambia, something like that. They run 800. Natural biological women, but their testosterone levels were a little bit higher for natural women, so they banned them from running.
Yeah, I seen that too.
It's like, now unless they was giving themselves testosterone, like they was like juicing or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But if they're naturally, you don't find no chemicals in their body and their testosterone level just a little bit higher, you can't penalize them for that.
Unless they just masked it, you never know.
Now that is true. They might have masked it, but I don't know. They was like 17 or some shit like that. But
oh damn, that's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, Olympics coming up next week. Is it next week? Yeah, next week it starts. I'm definitely gonna be tuned into it.
Shit.
And I see there was a 17. This is the last thing about the Olympics, unless y'all got another.
One more thing. After you,
I was just so impressed by this 17-year-old dude who was running the 200. I was like, yeah, he's 17. And he ran a 19.84 at 17 years old. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, he beat what's that one dude? I forgot. Yosef Ben or some shit. I forgot his name.
He beat he got third so he made the Olympics. He got third. He beat Terrence Laird, who was like supposed to be the fastest, but he was out of college, supposed to be the fastest. He got beat. A lot of these dudes got beat, but that was impressive to me. I'm like 17 years old running, and he didn't even run track. He was playing football, and they was like, "Hey, you know how like they do y'all fast people after football? Hey, go run track, so y'all can train to get faster or whatever." And he hopped on that track and he was going
fast.
crazy.
But the one I wanted to say about USA basketball team, them niggas laying eggs right now. I
don't know what the hell going on with USA basketball, dog. They
soft.
Yeah, they ain't getting the same foul calls and shit. Boys getting hold.
I see somebody made a meme about that. Somebody was like, "This is why Luka Doncic say it's easier to score at the NBA than overseas," because they was like trying to do all that little shooting and like leaning into people to get fouls. They wasn't calling none of that shit. Y'all ain't getting them calls over here
at all.
Yeah, don't fly over there.
But you would still think with like KD.
Who the best player on the USA team?
KD, right?
Soft.
KD.
Lillard, Beal.
Soft.
I don't know who else I got on their team, honestly.
Love.
Oh, that was like a. Let's just throw him. It's his last hoorah. Let's throw him on the team. That nigga ain't coming back. Like if you weren't,
I don't think they got no real defenders on there either.
If you weren't an all-star this year, you shouldn't be on the USA team. Unless everybody who was an all-star decided not to be on the team.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Did Kevin Love even play this year?
No, but he was like the only big man type shit they had.
I thought he was like a player coach or some shit this year. He wasn't even on the team. But anyways,
what team is he on? He's still on the Cavs?
He's still on the Cavs. Still ball and chain to the Cavs. But he getting paid millions of dollars. I mean, shit.
Next topic.
Let's roll with the punches. Let's knock them out. Line them up, and I'm gonna knock them down.
I watched the verses.
Which Soulja Boy?
Nigga, we already talked about that.
Oh,
one.
So who?
Bobby Brown versus
come on.
Keith Sweat, bro. That hoe was hard. I ain't gonna count to you. That hoe was hard. You the R&B king. What you
no,
talking
I'm
about,
not,
bro?
nigga. I'm like the '90s, maybe the '90s people, but not the like. Bobby Brown is talented. Keith Sweat is talented. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not checking for shit like that.
That was entertainment too,
Damn.
though. You really missed out on some legends. I ain't gonna
When
count.
I clicked on it, it just looked like cringe. Bobby Brown, he had a salute. He'd have been through a lot of shit in his life. He's been through a lot of shit, but
Your ass
nah.
came into a judgmental nigga. You should have just tried to catch the wave, the old school wave. That hoe was a vibe. That ain't even gonna count.
I feel like the old people that's like performing, they got to go back to the old versus ways. Like just get on, like how me and you on Instagram Live, just do it old school. Let's chill. Just hit play. I don't need you to perform shit. Just hit
You
play.
can't say that until you watch it.
No, I
You
would have
can't
feel.
watch it.
I guess I gotta
You
watch.
can't say
Okay.
it until you watch it, bro.
Okay.
That hoe was some entertainment, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe because I was watching it with K Ray or something, like because it was a girl in the
Oh man,
room.
y'all was feeling the love. Y'all was feeling the love. Okay, now I see what's going on
Yeah.
here.
He,
All
he
right.
was trying to get the
Y'all was
vibes
trying to
on.
bump and grind to the goddamn versus battle. Come on with that bullshit.
Hello,
Come
man.
on.
Okay, I see you, Bryce. You set the mood with that
Yeah,
one, huh?
Hey, I heard this verses on tonight. You trying to kick it? Come on, dude. You thought that was hell nah.
Hey, I'm gonna pull up on you. We can watch the verses together.
Yeah.
Heard
Hey,
it's gonna be good.
Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown. You come on, you know old school '80s night. Come on, baby. That shit did not work. She better cut that bullshit off.
That was her shit. She knew all the songs. Her parents
Oh,
old though. That's why she probably knew all those.
I like verses that I don't know. Like I like the Soldier Boy versus Bow Wow versus. That shit was live. But that shit like that, like nah, I'm good.
Nah, but shit, one thing I can say I took away from it, bro, the niggas and the beats that they was on, these R&B niggas, they was on some beats, bro. They was way ahead of the niggas in the 80s and the 90s with their rap shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. The old school beat bap shits, bro, they was fucking with all type of shit in the R&B. That's why I really want y'all niggas to listen to that shit, bro. Just off
Well, yeah,
shit.
they was sampling like, but you also got to think though, they shit was already more developed because they was taking shit from like jazz and shit like that. Hip hop when it started, they had to figure out, okay, we went from like banging on cans and shit to trying to like actually make,
CDs,
you know, so we got to actually try to make some shit. Now you hear it, it's like all on the computer, techno shit. They could just pull up any random sound and make music and be good and all that shit. But back then, you know, R&B was. I mean, musically, probably today R&B still better than hip hop, but I just don't listen to R&B, or like I don't know any of the new people.
That wouldn't be a reach, honestly.
Because I feel like to be an R&B, you had to actually be talented. To be a rapper, you don't have to actually be talented.
damn. So, damn, you ain't gonna be talented to rap?
Hell no. I talked about that shit today because T-Pain made a video and it went kind of viral. He was talking about everybody sound the same. We already got a little baby. We already got a good baby. I was like, I mean, yeah, they're gonna do that because it's an easy bag. You don't have to be talented to be a rapper. You just gotta be catchy or be outlandish. I mean, okay, let me rephrase. You have to be talented to stick around, but you don't have to be talented to pop off.
Okay,
That's
that
what I mean.
makes sense.
You have to be talented to stick around, but to pop off, you don't have to be. You can't be a trash singer and pop off in R&B. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't do that. But it's not that many trash rappers that just pop off like really mainstream. Like 6ix9ine was probably the biggest that shit it got. But besides that, anybody wasn't checking for Lil Xan and all them other niggas like that. They weren't making it to radio.
No, but they were big. They was like selling out. I mean, they weren't selling out.
Not really rap culture like that though.
For the kid, maybe not for us, but for the kids, when that was going on, that was big. Like you can't say a guy putting out a music video and they're getting 80 million views, like that wasn't big. That at that time he was big.
I give you that, but he wasn't like he wasn't on the radio. He wasn't getting no major.
Nowadays, shit ain't dictated by the radio. It's streaming, it's playlists, it's shit like that. Like you don't got to be on the radio to be big. Like NBA YoungBoy, you never hear him on the radio.
But that's kind of what D-Frame was saying. Like, you got to be talented to stick around. Like, them niggas not talented, and they popped off. They had their moments. They got super hot. millions of views. They was touring. They was making good money, and then that shit slowly but surely died. This
Died
shit's
off.
dead.
They done for. Put them in a slow cooker. Because they done. But yeah, I mean, that's. But the R&B shit, like, I want to see some. I don't know who I want to see, honestly. In R&B, like, the only people I would want to see now from R&B besides like a Chris Brown. You can't really say this nowadays, but shit. Usher, like, you know how we had that bracket? I mean, that not last week, the week before last, when we were talking about who would be the best versus headliners. We said Jay-Z versus Wayne or something, and Drake. I don't remember what order we put these people in, but
Yeah.
if he wasn't a nasty motherfucker, and we can get Usher versus R. Kelly, that shit would have been crazy. That shit would have been.
You think Usher can compete?
Stop. Usher, we talking about Usher. We talking about Confessions, Let It Burn. You remind me of a. Come on, dog. He could compete. I don't know if he could beat him. Nah, fuck that. Usher could. I think Usher could take R. Kelly.
Yeah, I had this. You had this. Once you start naming a few,
don't even like Usher's one of those people. Like, I think Usher possibly could beat Drake.
That's tough.
No, I don't think so, because Usher has like those. Usher's music is time stamped now. 20 years, it's already solidified. When that shit cut on, it's a hit.
He got 10 bangers for sure.
10?
Nah, he got 10.
He got more than 10. What are y'all talking about?
I'm saying like undeniably, like before he started getting into like the club shit.
Oh, I'm like, what are you
he got? I know he got some shit. I like Same Girl. He got some shit with R. Kelly on there as well, right?
Yeah. Like, if Usher plays Confessions, I don't know what Drake has to go against Confessions.
It's two different. It's about to cut off in a minute.
That's what's telling you? They ain't telling me that. Or maybe. Oh, yeah, it says less than a minute. Fuck Zoom. Zoom is a piece of shit. If Instagram Live could stay on for hours and hours, then Zoom should be able to stay on for hours and hours. So if you watching live and this shit about to cut off, we're gonna regroup, call each other back, and we gonna.
Marvin's Room versus Confessions.
Confessions. That's not even. That's what I'm saying. I love Drake, but Usher.
Alone versus Confessions.
Say it.
Hey, Sleeping Alone.
Bro, Confessions is like one of those songs you probably can't beat.
I'm just trying to throw shit at the wall.
I don't know what you could put against Confessions in Drake catalog.
Miss Me.
No. I don't think he got nothing that'll beat that.
Fuck.
Confessions is one of them songs where it's like, damn, Zoom, don't hold me like that. Thank you for choosing Zoom. Zoom can suck a dick. Bryce, join me back. Hey, we still live on Instagram, though. But, you know, we live on Instagram. We just ain't live on YouTube. How do I get back in? Oh, shit, I'm in a meeting. Let me get out this meeting. There we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Holy hell. We might have to use that thing. What they call it? I think it's called StreamYard.
And we back.
You heard me?
We
might have to use that thing called StreamYard. Like, we could test it out next week.
Bet.
Because Zoom on that bullshit. But anyways, we get off the versus shit. You know, it's like, it's whatever. We'll see. I know they got a new one they just announced today. Dipset versus the Locks.
Yawn.
I think it's like, that's like for real, like New York motherfucker. Like the New York people, they gonna be in that bitch like stomping the yard, and like they gonna be they're legends. I get they're legends. The name alone, Bryce Dipset's legendary. The Locks is legendary. But as far as like 20,
what makes them legendary? What it hits?
They're legendary group, especially Apart, Cameron, Jules. They're legendary. But I really don't know about that
music
20.
like that. I really don't know none of that music like that. I know G Unit more than I know Dipset. I know Jules Santana. Is that Dipset? Did he used to be Dipset?
Yeah, that's Dipset.
Yeah, he was in
He's in
Dipset.
Dipset.
That's about
Joel
the
Santana,
Jim Jones.
Cameron.
Okay. I know them individually. I don't know them together like that. But hey, that's just not my shit. Sorry.
No, I feel you. I don't have no qualms with that. That's not our era, and that's not our region.
You just don't really fuck with the New York rap like that. Gotcha.
That's like if they did a battle and they was like, we're gonna do Zero verse. I don't know. Who would he go verse? I don't know. Verse
Slim Thug or
people probably be like, but we'd be like, hey, that's gonna be a good, that's gonna be a good battle. Zero would wash him, but that would still be a good battle.
Damn.
I don't know. Wash is a strong. Wash is okay. That was a little strong. Wash was strong. Wash was strong.
Doug had his Tuesday mixtapes or something he used to drop. When he wrote other people's beats, them hoes was hard. He got songs like a boss. He got some shit.
Wash was hard. He
got some features. I don't know, bro.
I saw Slim Thug when I was at Bassouz.
Bro,
he was because like Bassouz is right next to Steak 48, so like I was going to the valet. And he was like coming from the valet, or he was like getting out of his car. Doing what rich people do. Rich people, they just leave their car there, get out the car, and just tell them, hey, the keys in the glove compartment. Y'all deal with it. And I was like, okay. I got a little bit inspired. I was like, I'm kind of inspired here. Going out to nice places, it just like kind of like motivate you to like, want to do better. Like when I look at the valet and I see G-Wagons and like Slim Thug had the Maybach truck, and I was like, God. And then he's a celebrity. That's one thing. He's a celebrity. But when you see like people you don't know, just like probably everyday regular people, it's like, okay, that's I could do that. That's obtainable for me. So that's what I thought when I was at Bassouz in Steak 48 Valet.
Definitely attainable. What made us get into Slim Thug and
Versus?
Talking about verses, yeah. You missed me with the Dipset ones. I rather, like you said, give me that. What you just said, Slim Thug. Shit, we could throw some Bun B, Pimp C. I ain't gonna lie, they need to do some Houston verses or some down south verses.
I think they said they was trying to do it. What did they say? What was it? What the fuck they call 8-Ball? What the fuck they call it?
8-Ball MJG
versus
UGK.
Yeah.
UGK might watch them though, but
yeah, that's UGK.
But I ain't gonna knock Juicy J.
There's too many letters, bro. Juicy J is a part 3-6 Mafia.
Juicy J, what's the?
That's 3-6 Mafia.
Damn, yeah. I might want to do 3-6 Mafia. Who ain't 8-Ball MJ? Who the fuck?
Ain't it 8-Ball MJG?
I don't know about them.
People? But ain't they in 3-6 Mafia?
I thought like 3-6 Mafia was
once the group split
Juicy
up, it was
J,
8-Ball and MJG.
DJ Paul and
8-Ball and
Country
MJ.
Black.
It wasn't fake. Yeah, Country Black. That was 3-6 Mafia. Those three. I'm about to say Fabo.
Can somebody tell us if we right or wrong?
We're probably wrong.
Nah, because it was 3-6 Mafia, because there was 3 of them, and then it ended up being 6 of them. So it was the 3 we said, plus 8-Ball and MJG.
That's
somebody
5.
else.
Oh, okay, then we add whoever. Who gives a fuck? What else we got? Give a fuck about 3-6 Mafia. MJG and 8-Ball, whatever the hell they got going on. I do want to tell y'all something. I do want to talk about movies, TV shows. So I'm watching this TV show right now, right? It's called How to Be
Loki finale?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead, brother.
The Loki finale came out today?
Yeah.
Okay,
I haven't watched that yet. I need to watch that. Because I ain't gonna lie. At first I was kind of like, where's this Loki shit going? But now it's like kind of, I'm into it. I'm on it.
Fire.
But no, I'm watching, it's on Netflix too. It's called How to Be a Tyrant. And it's just like detailing the steps to becoming a tyrant. And it's like showing Hitler, Saddam Hussein, Edom, some guy who took over Uganda, all these dictators and how they took over, right? What they did to take over. And I'm just like, bro, that shit ain't no different. It's like, it's not even just to be a tyrant or a dictator. It's kind of how to be successful in life in a way. of how they. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of just like how to be successful in life. If you're trying to build something big, that's what I mean. On like a mass scale of how to like be successful.
That sounded crazy without context. That sounds crazy.
But I'm just saying, it's like okay, you have to. What was one? The first episode was about gaining power, and it was about Hitler and how he came into power of Germany. Right? You gotta kind of like Trump. We can just use Trump. We gotta use Hitler. Trump. He came on. We're fighting against this enemy. You have to get people to be able to galvanize against an enemy, which is the swamp, the left, the liberal, whatever. He did that. Boom. And then what else Hitler and Trump did? I think you could compare Hitler and Trump, but not in the way of going like crazy like Hitler. But the followings they were able to amass, because Hitler and Trump are the only tyrants that were, from my knowledge, from what I'm looking at in the documentary, they were the only two people who were able to brand their movements, right? Mm-hmm. Hitler, obviously, swastika, like one of the most, they use this word in the documentary, iconic brands in the world. If you see that, you know what the fuck that is. Everybody knows what that symbol is. Trump, he branded his shit, MAGA, Make America Great Again. Even though all other political people have had slogans, I don't think anybody's shit has stuck like Trump's shit. Like Trump's branded his entire presidency. What was Obama's like? Hope or
that was his second one, but the first one was
Believe.
The first one was good. No, the first one was good. Oh, what the fuck was it?
We will win. There's a point. You don't even fucking know. You don't even know. It doesn't even matter. But you know what Trump shit is. So it's just like shit like that. And then the second episode was Saddam. It was more focused on Saddam Hussein and how he keeps power.
Yes, we can.
Yes, that's not fun. Yes, we can. Okay, that's boring.
That's why they say he won. It was like he won just based off that slogan.
Yeah, that's boring.
That's not polarizing.
That's not polarizing enough. Like that's not gonna stick. That's not a brand. You can't put "Yes We Can" on T-shirts and they're gonna be like everybody's gonna wear "Yes We Can" shirts. People was wearing MAGA merch from the beginning to the end. It's shit to still.
Rechanging the words, but still keeping the same style.
The style, the hat, like he created that. If Trump wanted to become a tyrant, in America's laws weren't shaped in a way to where you could check and balance him, he could have easily took that route because he had the people, he had the movement, he had the branding, he had everything Hitler had. I'm not comparing. I don't think Trump supporters are Nazis. I don't think Trump supporters are whatever. I'm just talking about in relation to having the people, having the brand, having the loyal following. He had that shit. But the one thing Hitler had that Trump didn't have is loyal inner circle from the documentary. Hitler's inner circle, they was creating crazy propaganda. His most loyal follower, whenever everything went to shit and they was coming to kill Hitler, he was in a bunker with himself and his 6 kids. He poisoned everybody. Poisoned his 6 kids, poisoned his wife, poisoned himself. You know why? He said in a letter, because I couldn't imagine living in a world where Hitler isn't like ruling everything. So he killed himself. He probably would have been killed anyway. He was like Hitler's right hand man. But it's a good show. It's very interesting because it reminds me of media. It gives me like a media perspective. Like when I think about people like Rush Limbaugh and I think about how you're able to, you have an enemy. The people are on your side with the enemy. You're able to galvanize the people. You have a brand. You amass a following. And then you grow.
So speaking of amassing a following and potentially that following being pretty racist, do you feel that Joe Budden had a point about Schultz bringing on, someone like, what's his name, Alex Jones, and his potential history on, being maybe racist? I can't say if Alex Jones is racist or not, but for Joe Budden, he was basically mad at Andrew Schultz for saying, you thrive on a black platform like Black video, whatever. What's his name?
I'm Brilliant Idiots.
Charlemagne shit. Isn't that Charlemagne shit? Like the black entertainment shit?
The Black
the Black Network.
Yeah, whatever it is, but and then he thrives on talking to black people and stuff like that as well. He has honestly a big demographic of white people as well, but he has a big portion of black media. And Joe Budden felt like he did injustice on bringing someone like Alex Jones on. Do you think that's an overreaction?
I think that's overreaction.
You think it is?
Yeah, because I don't think Brilliant Idiots listeners are like majority black people.
Me either.
I don't think so.
I could agree with that.
And I don't think, and the thing with Brilliant Idiots is Charlemagne's on the show, but it's not signed to Charlemagne's, like the Black Effect Podcast Network, right? And Andrew Schultz is big outside. Like, he made it seem like Andrew Schultz was only big because of like hip hop.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I don't.
That Flagrant 2 shit is not a hip hop thing.
What, the MTV you said?
The Flagrant 2 thing, like with him, where he had Alex Jones on, that's not a hip hop.
What about his I cannot talk MTV days?
That was Geico. That's not black shit.
I'm just wondering. I know
Geico to me is like
Geico
to me is more like a bar. Like if you was gonna have that audience, it'd be like more like a Barstool audience than a like the black audience, like Joe. But like you could probably look at Joe Budden's audience, even though he talks about hip hop, is probably like a majority like a white thing.
I think he got a lot of black people.
I'm sure he has a lot. Well, no, it probably is most. It's hip. Andrew Schultz is not hip hop. I don't know why he tried to correlate that. Just because he has a show at Charlemagne, that doesn't mean he's like hip hop or he's a part of the culture. Or he's this or he's that. And I don't even know if Alex Jones is racist.
Yeah,
he's funny as hell.
How we know he's racist?
Now somebody could probably pull me up a clip and show me.
Some shit. I just seen some shit about him saying that whites have a natural, average IQ higher than black people. I don't know if that's racist or accurate. And then I'm not really tripping off the IQ test. And is it really a legitimate way to test somebody's intelligence? I mean, of course, intelligent people have high IQs. Don't get it twisted, but there's other
factors to being like just being able to thrive in life than having a high IQ.
Yeah. So he said stuff like that. And I mean, he has questionable stuff about saying stuff about all communities, if I would be honest. So it'd be hard to call him straight up racist. He just, but for me,
I think it's pretty fair. I think he kind of gets on everybody's ass, really.
And how I feel about Joe Budden, he even said he don't know him kind of in the beginning of the beginning of getting into that. Like, I really don't know the guy. And then he started blinking up like he funded the Washington, the raid on Washington Capitol or whatever. And it's like, are you going to be, I know you can say, oh, I don't know after certain shit, but when you throw that shit out there, you're doing it with tactics to try to like, hey, side with me because this dude may be fucking.
To be a tyrant, mind games. That's one of the tricks to being a tyrant. Mind games, flipping the people, because that's what a lot of media people do. They throw out a breadcrumb, and they'll be like, well, I don't know that. Maybe not, maybe allegedly. But most people, that's already stuck in their brain.
Yeah.
Most people, it's like, if I say Alex Jones is a racist, they're not going to do no research. Because they trust his voice. They trust that Joe Budden knows what he's talking about. They trust that Joe Budden is giving them the proper and correct information. I mean, Andrew Schultz he's just doing the media shit. The Alex Jones interview was entertaining. And like I said, like a lot of people pointed out, it was hypocritical because if you want to talk about who's really in hip hop and bringing Alex Jones on, nobody had no words for T.I. bringing Alex Jones on his show. And T.I.'s, he's hip hop.
I didn't even know he brought T.I. on. I didn't even know he brought Alex Jones on.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, T.I. is hip hop. And he brought him on. You had no words about that. Yeah. But Andrew Schultz is an easier target. He's white. You could say white boy culture vulture. Oh, he must be racist because he's bringing this racist. He don't like Andrew because Andrew's been getting on his ass with the Mall, Rory, all that type of shit. So that's an easy shot to take.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because even when he said, he didn't really, you can hear he didn't have too much conviction behind the shit that he was saying, honestly. And like it was a weak call out from Andrew Schultz because, like you said, none of this shit was really valid. And like, even when I brought up this conversation, he black people know him. But we not checking for him like that, dog. Like
Who,
we
Andrew
ain't.
Schultz?
Yeah, and even with Charlemagne, we
Yeah.
know Charlemagne, but black people not really checking for Charlemagne like that. If we being honest, like if Charlemagne drops some shit, I'm sure it's gonna get some good buzz. But he's like, I can't say we checking for him like that. Yeah, in a few years ago, 2-3 years ago, maybe probably 5 years. See, that nigga been around for a while.
He been around
5 to 10
minute.
years ago, he had a bigger buzz. But right now, I ain't even gonna say they checking for him. And like, I know Charlemagne has kind of been the voice of the black community with certain topics and shit like that over the years. So I can kind of get that. But when we really talk about our black people, like, we're not looking at him like he the leader and the overall voice of black people. Like, you don't
He's
hear
just the
people.
biggest person in media at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Joe's drowning, honestly. I think he's just like grasping for straws, trying to get some air.
Yeah. A lot of his tendencies are starting to show up too. Like how he even kind of he be kind of rude the motherfucker, dog. Even to his co-host that he got now, like how he be cutting them off and like not validating. He just don't care about their opinion a lot of times. Like, yeah,
and that's gonna be his downfall. Because you know what else I saw on how to be a tyrant? Make sure that your circle.
What you saw?
Make sure your inner circle is right. Because you can't do it on your own. You better make sure the people that's within your inner circle are good. Because if you don't got them, it's gonna be easy for anybody to just take you out.
Yeah.
And it don't look like he's like I was watching Alex Jones and they was trying to talk. He was like, I don't like when people talk. It's like, bro, you might as well just kick them 2 niggas off and do a one-on-one podcast all by yourself, bro. You might as well just do it by yourself.
It don't look good. Like when he kind of was joking, you could kind of get the joking with him and Rory and Maul, but when you say it, when we going back and looking now, it's like, was he joking? Is he just an asshole? And it's like shit. I be kind of understanding Joe for the most part, but then again, I don't know, bro. Only time I feel like I be coming at y'all crazy is when I be yelling and certain shit, and I come off wrong. I'm like, I don't care about what you're saying because I understand what you may be saying, but I'm not trying to like discredit what you're saying in the sense I'm trying to like move on or something. Yeah. But when I listen back, I can hear the shit. I be like, okay, I need to slow down or tone down in a sense, but I don't see Joe correcting himself. I see it on the
like, ain't no going back.
He'll be saying some shit completely wrong. Like that, bro. I forgot what I was watching. It was like a clip or something. He said some shit that was wrong, and like one of the guys kind of like not corrected him or not checked him is like a strong word, but like they kind of like pushed back on it, and he just went to la da 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 da, like da. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm coming where you said something. I'll say back to you. What are you la di da di da and move on to the next subject? We're having a conversation. What are you doing?
And he did that to Rory and Maul a few times. He was like, are we here to pod? Or like he'll be like, y'all niggas don't go deep enough, but then when they go deep enough, it's like he like, I don't know, bro.
You don't know what he wants.
Never be perfect for him, yeah. So I started to know this shit later on, but like I think he may be getting too caught up in the sense of like trying to be that entertaining dude and still having to have respect. Like they were saying with him coming on with the women and shit, like, oh, he cut it on, you know how Joe is on the show and shit like that. Like, it's a fine line in a sense too, like when you start being disrespectful as well. So it's like, yeah, you could joke, yeah, you could be that blunt dude, but at some point, bro, you have to balance that shit out so it'll come across better. And I don't think he's balancing it out well, honestly. Yeah. I think he got too caught up in that shit.
I think the money's starting to fuck with them. That's why they moved all that shit. Like I've been trying to, because shit's been coming out. Like people have been saying stuff to him, and I've been wanting to see, like, just to check, see if he got a response for it.
Yeah,
all that shit on Patreon. I don't think he's looking there for the money. I even seen a clip that he mentioned this. The people who don't pay will get on YouTube, make comments. Everybody will comment. He just wants the loyal listener. Like, he wants the echo chamber at this moment in time. He don't want to have to hear other people's opinions about what he's saying. He wants to only hear from the people that are paying to hear his show, because most likely the people that are paying are going to be like agreeable. They're going to think you could do no wrong. So at the moment, I think he wants that. Because Because I don't think he's put out anything on YouTube or not Spotify. What's that shit called? Any of the podcast platforms in like 3 to 4 weeks.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. It's all like Patreon shit.
Besides the Joe Budden podcast.
Everything else is on like the girls podcast, but he might put out clips of certain shit on the thing, but like the full episodes, audio and visual, only on Patreon.
Oh damn, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. You sure right. It only be clips on there now. Damn. So his whole podcast, his full episodes, audio visuals, just straight
through
paywall
Patreon.
only.
I don't know if he's gonna end up changing it. I don't know what made him go do that, but right from what I'm seeing for the past couple weeks, only on Patreon.
He might be fumbling the bag.
I think he just wanted the echo chamber. Like he still gets, because every time Rory and Mal drop shit, they're doing like 450,000 views.
Even if he the most hated, he gotta stay. You can't run away.
You cannot.
You can't run away, bro. You gotta keep standing in your bag. If worst case scenario, just get you 2 yes men or 1 yes man, or just get you a nigga like Joe Rogan got where you don't really supposed to even be talking, but if I need you for some shit, you can be there. And just keep being your polarizing self, bro. But you start putting that shit on Patreon, you run away from the heat. Like that,
you run away from growth when you do that.
Yep.
Man,
like,
he going through some stuff, bro. He lost Rory and Mal.
Fuck that. If I lose you, if this shit get big,
with the sexual suit.
Fuck all that. If this shit get big and I lose y'all two, I'm going full guns a blazing. Because a lot of people are eventually they're gonna forget, because you gonna keep on talking about other shit. Other shit's gonna start happening. You will have different conversations. People gonna forget about the shit. But you run off and hide, all they can remember is the bullshit.
I get that, but I stick to what Robert said too, bro. With the sexual allegation shit, bro, there's a lot of shit that's been coming at his head. And eventually, bro, we are human, bro. So it's like he can start being a reactionary person instead of thinking through shit, like playing chess with the shit. So when shit like that start to happen, bro, yeah, that shit can fuck with you, bro. Honestly, I feel like it can. And then there was people that was close to him on his podcast. Like everything is people close to him. It's not even like it's outside shit no more. Like it's the women that was on his show, and then other women that worked with him before, then Rory and Ma, like, and then shit, he's always had repeated history of just not being able to work with people. Like, it's just, I can understand how eventually, like, bro, you start moving reactionary, start cutting people off, start saying how you can't really fuck with people. Like, I can see that. And it's easy not to be saying things clearly right now for Joe Budden, honestly. Like, we know they celebrities and we know they got camps and shit, but honestly, bro, them niggas still human, man. So I can see him fucking up.
Joe Budden on the goddamn horse and keep it pushing.
Thanks.
You got the enemies.
Uh-oh.
Keep it pushing.
A nigga that he doesn't like is a perfect example. Andrew Schultz always is pushing the needle. Whether it's with Dave Chappelle, whether it's with black people, whether it's with his white people. All his jokes are very edgy in general. With gay people, with anybody. So Andrew Schultz lays on that shit.
Well, I think it's different when you're a comedian now, because you get that leeway.
Yeah. I feel that, but Joe, at the end of the day, that's his persona where he's supposed to be blunt. And we used to talk about this too. Once they got that Spotify deal, we seen how them niggas kind of got a little tightened on some of the conversations that they had. They even would say it on podcasts like, Spotify, we ain't gonna say nothing on Spotify. So even with them niggas, like, them niggas wasn't as bold as they always said they was, in a sense. So I feel like that's a part of that shit too. Like, Andrew Schultz ain't never back down in a sense. So even if you're not a comedian, bro, shit, stand on your shit. And right now we see him backpedaling right now. Honestly, well, a form of backpedaling in a sense.
Yeah. I just wonder, can he like come back from it and become that? I mean, he says he's still getting millions of listeners.
It's possible.
That's what he said. I don't, because to believe that would be to believe that there's millions of people that are signed up for his Patreon. I don't believe that.
I don't know about the Patreon. Oh, unless they took all the episodes off of the stuff and they only on Patreon now.
I see him at maybe. I know these people. What's this nigga? Fresh and Fit. They got like 2,000, and they be getting about the same amount of views as Joe. They got about 2,000 on Patreon. I say maybe Joe been on doing it longer. He may have like 50,000, maybe 100,000. That's some good money though.
No, it's good money.
and even with the back catalog, you know what I'm saying? With all the shit that went on with Rory and Mal, I know people been going back to watch the last few episodes of their interactions and before they took the hiatus, and then some of the even deeper episodes. Like, I'm pretty sure people been doing that. So for the time being, yeah, I'm pretty sure the number's still pretty high. But
I think
for how long?
The thing that you fuck up by going exclusive to Patreon is a lot of people not gonna pay, and if you gone for a long time, people move on. People will find some other shit to listen to.
You're gonna have to.
There's plenty of podcasts out here. You can come listen to Absolutely Unsure.
Yes, sir.
There's plenty of podcasts you can go out there and listen to that'll give you that similar vibe, that same content that you want to hear, that you want to listen to. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever recover. I don't think he'll ever be that Joe Budden that was like, had everything, a grip on the game, and I don't know if he'll ever be that again. But he'll be all right, I'm sure.
He needs to partner with academics and get some shit going.
Yeah, that's about the best thing he can really do at this point.
And that'll be the perfect two hated niggas.
Yeah.
They could just troll the game. That's what they need to do and stand on that shit. Academics did it.
He don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. Roy and Maul versus academics and Joe? Because you know academics gonna go there.
Joe and academics will wash Roy and Maul.
I know it, but brother, people will take Roy and Maul star just as the underdog factor, and then it'll still be enough to keep it. I think it's it's views type shit.
Yeah,
it's polarity.
Yeah, I mean, if they go work out a deal, Ack ain't gonna let Joe play with him like that.
Yeah, because he already established on his own. I only got to put up with the bullshit that they had to put up with because I'm established already.
This ain't everyday struggle no more.
Do y'all listen to the Roy and Maul podcast?
I listened to a couple episodes.
I tried. I don't know if I'm too judgmental right now, but I never came to watch them even on Joe Budden podcast. Joe was the main reason to go there, and it was a good balance with them. But without them, it's just two cool guys, and it's not enough energy for me, honestly. Like they talk about their nerd shit and music shit, but for me,
you need that spark plug in the middle.
Yeah, and they don't have enough insight for me to be like, oh, I'm so captivated either. So it's like they topics don't be the greatest. Like not right now, at least. I listened to like the first two. The one was 30-minute cut with your boy with the big ass forehead. That was an odd
Earl Swisher.
I watched that one, then I think I watched like two more after that, and I couldn't find myself to get captivated. But I think I'm still kind of judgmental and biased too. So
someone in the chat said, as much as I want Rory and Maul to win, they bore me. I don't think 6 months from now, a year from now, they'll probably still have views. They'll probably still have viewers, but they're not going to be getting 400,000 views a year from now. They're not going to be getting. I just don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think that shit gonna last too long.
Like they might get views, they might still be a podcast. Maybe they're getting 100,000, which is still respectable. But this they're way bigger than Joe right now. I don't see that unless they start doing like really entertaining like interviews. I don't see it for the year, like a year, a long term thing for that. But
I mean, even if we got 10 minutes for this cut off again, but even if they did, I see them lasting longer than a year. Because I mean, even they get like 10,000 views.
No, that's what I'm saying. They'll still be here, but I'm saying it's not going to be this level.
Okay.
It's not going to be 400,000 views in the first day. Like it ain't going to be like that.
Nah. They may be like a 50, 70,000 podcast and that shit. That's a lot of money. I mean, to me, I don't know how much of a fallout that is to them, but advertisements. They got industry plugs. They can do the right things to keep just their numbers afloat, just off of where they can be placed on like what the podcast playlist type shit. Them niggas can keep it going. They got enough money to invest and advertise their shit if they really do it right. So it's hard for me to say that they gonna really, really fall off. Like
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna be the point where they're like, these some bums, nobody listens to y'all. Y'all get 20 views. It'll just be like, Okay, 400,000. We was here, but 100,000. 100,000. We're here. We'll stick with the 100,000. That's still good.
Yeah.
But it won't be like what it is. I don't think so. But I could be proven wrong. Who the fuck knows?
Okay.
What else we got, Bryce, on the sheets?
I think it would have been a good transition from after you talked about your Netflix show and how you was talking about becoming leaders and stuff for Rob topic and the difference between leaders and what did you say, Rob?
The difference between leaders and individuals.
Go ahead, get
break
into
that
it,
down, so I could like really think about that.
I guess the concept. Well, I forgot what I was watching and it made me think about it. I literally just watching something and it made me think about it. But you know what I'm saying? I think I was watching The Last Dance again, and Charles Barkley. The little part where he like, I'm not a, because certain people are like thrust into like role model lights or circumstances, even though they're not trying to be a role model.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you look at that as an individual, like, yeah, people look up to him and want to be like him and so on and so forth. But I'm not here to provide leadership to do whatever it is you're trying to do. If my example inspires you, cool. But we have others who are like actual leaders, like, my goal is to make sure everybody get to this point or to achieve these things. I.e. to say everybody's not to be followed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel that's very difficult. Just how we was talking about like Joe Budden, like these people have celebrities, so we think they don't go through the human shit that we go through. Like we don't think that they could fumble a bag. We don't, because they got so much money, they got so much experience in the game. And I feel like a lot of us get caught up in like giving these people more credit, whether if we follow them, like certain artists and shit like that. Cause yeah, they big, yeah, they popular, but niggas start taking their word for like, like it's the Bible in a sense. When we know that with the hood people, we know that with the what we call this what's the hot girls, summer girls, like they take this shit and run with it like it's a Bible. And it's like, yeah, these people got big followings, or yeah, these people may be big and entertaining or talented, but that don't mean they're natural leaders and shit that you should be listening to and following, and maybe even your kids should be listening to. So yeah, I think that's a great point, bro, because these people are like they're big, so it's like we like flies and we naturally want to attract and fly to them and shit, like as far as fans, but we got to be more conscious in the sense, like you said, bro, everybody not a leader, even though they may be popping or whatever.
Yeah, I think if you got a big enough voice, people will just, like he said with Charles, they'll just thrust that upon you, like, you're famous, you said something, like that's what, like when they just throw out the term like somebody who's famous, like, oh look, he's a black leader. Like, why? What do you mean he's just a famous black person or a famous black woman? Just because they have an opinion on something doesn't make them like the leader because they're famous, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you'll see, like even how we said like Charlemagne is Charlemagne really a black leader, or was he just a black voice who just had his own opinion on things? Yeah, like, what made him a leader?
Black
like
voice.
When you think of a black leader, you think of shit like Malcolm X or like shit. Even like what's his name? What's
Martin Luther King?
But not him. He's still alive. Nation of Islam. What's his name?
Farrakhan.
Like that's like a leader because he has like an actual unit and purpose, and like Charlemagne doesn't have he has people that listen, but it's not like an organized unit. I feel like people have organized units. That's a leader. That's what I think is a leader.
Yeah. That when you get into like spiritual or economic communities, when they talk about who's really the people to listen to on YouTube, they talk about the people you actually can go in and invest in shit, or go in and see they got land and you can go partake in shit like that. Those are the real leaders, some that you can actually come and galvanize at. Like you said, most churches like TD Jakes or somebody like that, no matter how much I don't love the church, these people have followings. These people have big power. In fact, the politicians, like Democrats, go to these preachers every fucking 4 years. So these niggas have huge followings, more so than a Charlemagne. And then I give certain celebrities like Beyonce. I'm pretty sure they could, JJ Watt, they could raise like a certain amount of money in a sense if like they needed to for certain things, you know? So maybe they can't like galvanize like a political movement, but I know they can do certain, they got a lot of power.
Whole weight.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got connections with their fan base. So yeah, it's a lot of things that they could do with that. to make certain moves.
And I think I was also trying to tie it to, I forgot if it was last episode when you was talking about people being lost in a pandering society.
Yeah.
And based off what I'm talking about with the individuals and leaders, it kind of ties in because social media inflates that. So you can see individuals popping and building a following just because they popular. And then all of a sudden, they look into that person as a role model, and next thing you know, they busted with some drugs in a hooker somewhere, or you know what I'm saying? And it was just individuals living their life who happened to be caught up.
That's why
in the spotlight.
And that's why I say our generation tend to be some of the most depressed because of social media. You see right in the age of social media sparking, you see an age in depression. I mean, the rate of depression sparking too, because we see everybody highlights on social media, and we had that keeping up with the Joneses mentality and trying to live better than we can in a sense, because we see other people that we consider average every day. Like you said, D-Friend, when you went to get out to eat, when you see an average person do it, it makes you be like, damn, I could do that. Because that's reasonable. It's not that something that's not reasonable, but when you see that every day and you on your grind, you like, these people already have it, they already celebrating, they already eating good, they already making certain goals and accomplishments, you can get down on yourself because it's like, fuck, I'm in low lights. I got a bunch of low lights right now, lights or whatever, birthday highlights. And that shit can get depressing because that's all we see. We either see celebrity highlights or we seeing other people that's just like us highlights. So that shit's, it make you feel like there's always pressure on you to be better. And I mean, that's the case in life, but I think it's a little too much. We be in our 20s, 25 stressing, like why we ain't millionaires, and that's just unreasonable for most people.
And a lot of these motherfuckers on social media be lying.
That's true too. Capping like a motherfucker.
They don't even really be like doing what they be doing. They might have just like, some people just came up on that PPP and spent it a certain way to make it look a certain way. You know, like they're not millionaires and rich and doing this. Some people it might be that Lambo, that might be a rental. We don't know that, but people just be doing shit to get followers. They might turn into money eventually if you can get the following, but
Instagram, the prime example. It gets to a point where you got so many different pictures and shit. You start keeping all the ones with the best likes, the best vacation pics. It's the super highlights, bro. And even if you're not lying, the fact that that's all you see on somebody, you like, man, that's their lifestyle. And hell no, they might be living with their mama. That's why they can go on vacations all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Again, bro. So it's a lot of reasons.
You would do like 3 like live ass things a month and just post those. Like I could post 3 things a month. Like I could post like, I got this.
We got 1 minute.
$500 steak here. Post that, boom. People like, damn, he got money. And then next week I could have went front row at the UFC fight. I might just spend all my goddamn money for all you know. But you just see those things, and it's like, he living
people used
life.
to think we had money just off our social media, throwing parties and shit. People thought I had money. I was sleeping on couches and shit. Like, no cap. Like, so yeah, it's hard for. I mean, it's real easy to get shit misconstrued. People have a mean misconception of us. I know, at least me, from people that we actually know on how we really live on the day-to-day and shit. Like a nigga come in like, where the bitches at? We're like, huh?
What are you talking about?
What make you think we got bitches?
We don't got no bitches. We just live in life. What are you talking about?
But for some reason, niggas think we got them hoes out the bugaloo, goddamn. I don't know. Like,
nah, that's how Bryce used to make it look on social media. He had all the hoes and he was partying it up.
All the likes. He had the likes. He had the damn cut off on his. I hate somebody. Please give me an alternative to Zoom. What is an alternative to Zoom? I know StreamYard. Maybe I need to use StreamYard. Maybe StreamYard is the next best thing to Zoom so we can keep on and keep this podcast rocking. And this just recently started happening to us. We've used Zoom a million times and it's never continually cut off on us till recently. But yeah, I'm reading the chat right now. Instagram is definitely a fake it till you make it app. Most of these people take pics in Airbnbs and lease cars. Yeah, that's true. Because there's even like this thing in LA where people are going to this fake airport, this fake airline to, it's not even an airport. It's like in a warehouse. It's a fake private plane setup where you pay money, you go there, you take pictures, and then that's the way they fake it on Instagram. I was talking to the chat.
Okay, I'm about to say, nigga.
You gotta keep it rolling, man. You gotta keep it rolling, keep it professional.
I used to make it look, but no cap. If I went to meet, every time me and Carrie went out to eat, if we took pictures of that shit, bro, it looked like we living a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
But nah, we was.
I don't want to fake it. When I show some shit, I want you to be like, oh, that's for real. Like if I ever buy like a nice car, BMW, like you gonna be like, no, that's real.
No cap.
When I go out to eat, that's real. When I go on vacation, that's real. And it's not like, not even necessarily that, because a lot of people go on vacation is real, but I want it to be like, I'm spending my last to go on vacation. I want to be like,
broke as fuck.
I'm on vacation and I got more in the bank.
That's the difference. I don't remember who it was I was telling, but they're trying to do something. And it was like, bro, I could go, but if I go, I'm going to come back broke. And then that's just not a good feeling. Like, yeah, you're going to have fun. You're going to have a blast. But when you come back and you broke now from having a blast, bro, you're going to have to rethink about it. Like, yeah, something ain't right.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me to have a blast because I be knowing I'm going back broke.
That's like, how it was when we went to LA. Like, I spent all this money on the rentals and this and that. I'm like, I came back home. I was like, I spent all my money. I don't get paid. And then you was on vacation, so you ain't getting paid for that. So you got to like kind of work up again because we wasn't working. Where were we working at Vegas? I mean, we went to LA. We still working at Team Alloy? I don't even remember.
You were doing Team Alloys, or I think you had just started with your mom, but I wasn't doing Team Alloys no more.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, then you got to go back and work. I wasn't full time. I know I wouldn't get no vacation pay. So you got to go back. But yeah, I just want to live like the life where like when I do it, it makes sense. Because like I see a lot of people try to be like, damn, I got a Mercedes. But then when you've seen them, you know, like, I don't want I want a Mercedes, but I don't want to like spend my last to get a Mercedes. I don't want to like I can afford one. I just don't want to like be like paycheck to paycheck just because I want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
If a maintenance or something go on it, I don't want to have to sit in the garage. Like I want to be able to fix it all immediately. Like a bunch of
niggas ain't trying to struggle for accessories.
Yeah, no, I ain't trying to do that. I'm cool with the Sentra for right now. I'll keep that pushing. But yeah, as far as the individual leadership thing, I think kind of like I said, when I look at leaders, I look at people that I don't know. Like I take movements when I think of leaders. That's when I look at it. Like you look at TD Jakes, like he got that movement within the church. I look at that.
Yeah.
But then when I because when I think of people like Eric Thomas, is he a leader or is he an individual? I mean, he's a motivational speaker. He doesn't have like a direct unit. They're not named anything. They're not under him. But I mean, I'll still consider him a leader, I guess.
So one thing I'll say too, even going back into our man versus woman who should be a leader, women can be leaders. They're gonna be leaders of kids. They're gonna be leaders to their brothers and sisters. There'll be times they need to step up and be leaders, even with you sometimes. So there's versions and levels of leaders. Like the ultimate leader, like we say, the ones that have the shit that you can come to.
The tyrants.
Like other people. Don't say tyrants. That's like a negative thing. But I get what you're going with.
It's really I think we spoke about this on the podcast. Now, granted, what a lot of these guys do is fucked up, but it's all about perspective.
That's a fucked up thing to say with no context. Out of context.
But you get what I'm saying though. We talk about this all the time. It's like who's good is who controls what's good and bad. I think what all they did was fucked up. Everything they did was fucked up.
Yeah.
But you can't discount that millions of people thought that what they was doing was okay.
Yeah, and even then, every country that's alive today was built off of conquering and defeating somebody else. So it's like, at what point do you like look at the skeletons in your closet and understand like we fucking signed all the Hitler people after the day we beat them in the war.
All their scientists are working for us.
And why we so good at propaganda and media shit,
we learned it from them.
So it's like, and when going back to what you said about how Trump or how it is to become a tyrant, you make an enemy or you make certain names for enemies. That's what America's been doing with the Viet Cons and Hebos or niggas.
Yeah,
And
I guess
they
tyrant
make
would be the wrong word, but I think of like
to form
because
enemies.
Hitler would be a leader, whether he's a good leader, evil leader. He's a leader in an aspect. What point was I trying to make? I don't even remember what point I was trying to make. But yeah, that's what when I think of those people, I think like those are like that's like I guess you would say that's like an ultimate scale of leadership, right? Like having a movement that big, it could be good or bad. Like it could be good or bad. It doesn't have to be like completely bad, but like that's like the old like I don't know how to explain it because most times when you see it like that, it is only bad.
Yeah.
Most times when you see people unified behind one person, it's typically going into a bad direction. A lot of times.
I can see you saying that. I would look at it like if we take away the political power and how Michael Jackson, how that nigga had fucking nations in love with him. Like there's been people like Hitler on the opposite side that did. So let's say they did just as much change in the world as a Hitler did, as far as like bringing love, bringing people together, bringing new perspectives and light into the
like
world.
Like Gandhi. That's like Gandhi. He's a leader.
Yeah. I wanted to say his name too. He may not have had a fucking political movement or maybe went to war or had some shit like that, but they had great effects on the world just as much as Hitler did. So I would say, yeah, Hitler had an army, Hitler had a nation, but so did these people too. It just was in a different form. And bro, like when we talk about Kobe, like bro, Kobe touched people that never can even speak English. Like niggas across the world. Michael Jordan, these niggas touch niggas across the world. Like, and I know sports, we look at it like, oh, that's just a game or some shit, but you get lessons out of watching sports. You get certain confidence out of watching these niggas. So these niggas push lessons across the world. Like these niggas expanded across the world. Michael Jackson, of course, is one of those.
You know what amazes me when I think about that? This was the exact that made me like different levels of like fandom, leadership, whatever. It had me thinking this weekend when I was watching Conor McGregor versus Poirier, UFC. That what I seen there was three men who have three massive different levels of like kind of what you're saying. You got Conor McGregor, right now, box office, whatever, pay-per-view king of any combat sport. Floyd Mayweather's retired. He's the biggest name. When I seen him come out to the weigh-in and people was cheering for him, I was like, you know what the crazy thing about that is? Joe Rogan is literally standing behind him, and he's like that, too. It's like he has that 10 million people listen to the podcast episode. Like, he has this massive thing. And then when I thought about something else, I was like, there's three men in this room right now that are able to control people at a whim. You got Conor McGregor fighting. You have Joe Rogan commentating. And then you got Donald Trump. Like, you have these three people that just like shift and move the world all in this one location. I don't know. It was just I don't know why I was thinking about that. But it was just
they could do certain things and make it and trim and change certain energies of the world. No cap.
But my point is I look at those levels like differently. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if Joe Rogan can do what Trump did. I think people like Joe Rogan, but I don't know if he can create a movement like Trump did. Or even I was looking, I was like, so I wonder, is Conor McGregor a bigger than Joe Rogan? I mean, I guess he would be, because I don't know if Joe Rogan could, but it's just different shit. I don't know. Just seeing how people can galvanize audiences and pull people into, that's just like a thing. I don't know, that tyrant shit really got me like.
Even with us, when you go check our analytics, we got people that watch from Europe. We got people that watch
I said today, Bahamas. Shout out to the Bahamas.
Like, we touch the world and don't be realizing it, because, I mean, with us, we want to get 2,000 views on SoundCloud, or you add up the YouTube all together, maybe we get views, but we don't look at it like a Joe Rogan and shit, obviously, but we touch the world in our own way too. And of course, it's levels to it, but bro, them niggas that get that big, bro, they got impact. They got real impact, bro. Them niggas are being watched from everywhere.
Yeah, it's always just crazy. Like, thinking of like successful people who could galvanize. It's always like you brought up Michael Jackson, but it's like, can Michael Jackson get people in their feelings when they see him? They love the music, but can he get people to like do something? Like, can he get them to like, I don't know what I'm trying to. Can he get them to?
in the sense of like if he needed to change some policies or if he wanted black people to get reparations. I mean, if he really wanted to,
can he start a movement? Can Michael Jackson be like,
he could.
We're doing this.
He could.
Everybody come here today.
If they made the right moves, like when he got the Beatles catalog, or if Cosby, whether he did it or didn't do it, got the CBS shit, them niggas could have made certain moves where, yeah, bro, if they really kept on the track and didn't die or didn't get hold or stopped at the moves that they wanted to do, they were becoming even more powerful than just a singer. These niggas was making certain business moves to a point where they was gonna be able to control industries type shit. So yeah, I think yeah, they could have if they really had the time. If we didn't have they to go against in a sense. But yeah, I think they could have. And even then, I think their impact was different on how they like brought their light to the world. They were the artistic, bringing out soul, bringing out spirit, bringing out love, bringing out harmony. That's they type of shit. Then you got, it's different lanes and shit. And everybody can create their own change and effects. But I think, like I say, them niggas with their artistic shit, bro, they did just as much change than I think that a Hitler did. Honestly.
But honestly, because I definitely don't want this to sound like I'm like praising these people.
Like, niggas like that.
But I honestly, it's more, those people probably, like Michael Jackson would rule out of peace, love. People probably followed Hitler, Saddam Hussein, Mussolini, Stalin, more fear than admiration. Right? Obviously, there's people that, now don't get me wrong, the shit they were showing, the people that was waving the flags, there's people that admire him. But I would think a lot of people
Hitler was admired.
When you watch certain documentaries, a lot of these people had no idea what was going on. Just like the average American now don't know a lot of the corrupt shit that go on with America. So even with the Germans at the time, a lot of those people were just proud Germans and not really knowing the hypocrisy because, like we said, they had propaganda that they were displaying to even their people. So we say when I go back to Hitler had bitches and shit like that, jokingly. Yeah, a lot of those people had no idea how corrupt those people were. So yeah, that's one thing I can say. They had a nation behind them, but they was also doing manipulating ass things. They wasn't being straight up front with their shit. So when you say how they galvanized and changed the world, I don't think it would have the biggest effect as one of the Michael Jackson, because you said like out of fear, out of manipulation. Like yeah, that works. Yeah, it did have a big impact. Still to the day, we see how they propaganda and shit reigns over people, but
it only works for so long until somebody can clip you.
Yeah, and even then, I just feel like, bro, as much as we stick to the bad shit, bro, the musicians are like the ones that really get big, like a Michael Jackson. We could see how everybody resonated with him because his music was so beautiful. His music was so touching to everybody. Like, so that, like, how everybody made him big show you like the real essence of the world in a sense, because nobody can get that big unless they doing some shit like him in a sense. Like he did it and he was damn near the biggest. So it's like
not damn near, he was the biggest.
And so that means when you really think about the overall people, the overall consistency, yeah, we got corrupt ass leaders, yeah, we got some badass corporations, but when we think about the everyday man, bro, or everyday woman, child, everybody dances to Michael Jackson shit. Still to this day, niggas is moonwalking. So I think he got a bigger effect on the world just because how you see how nobody's really has got as big as him. Honestly, even with politicians and shit. Like, honestly, Trump, he big, but he ain't touched the world like that.
Oh, he's worldwide.
He touched America. He touched China. But you got to think, Michael Jackson.
But like I said, it's a different. Like, do you think the world loves Michael Jackson more, or hates and loves Trump more?
I think certain people,
because he got love, but he also got a lot of hate.
I think it get to a point where people don't even know who Trump is versus niggas know who Michael Jackson is. I think Kobe, Jordan, LeBron is bigger than Trump when you talk about worldwide. Worldwide, everybody don't give a fuck about politics. A lot of people watch sports. I'm telling you.
I feel like now I could be wrong, but I just feel like everybody in the world knows who Donald Trump is.
The average Chinese citizen, I mean, they probably know about Trump.
Their shit's censored. We don't know what they.
But that's what I'm saying. They're not touching the world like we think. They touch America. They touch the other probably big five nations. But we talking about these athletes that was touching almost every nation, every country. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying is the difference. Like these people
only America matters, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think they as big, honestly, bro. I think of Jordan, I think of LeBron, I think Kobe, Michael, shit. I would want to say even Beyonce. It gets after Beyonce, I can't even put Drake into that category. Maybe Drake, as far as like really touching the world, but it hasn't been many besides that. Obama, like he was black people shit, he was white people in America, bro. But the world, maybe in Africa or some shit, but the world, bro, nah, he ain't had an impact on the world. Gandhi, like these niggas impacted the world.
Someone in the chat said Trump is global.
He is, but global in the sense of like the big nations talk about him, but he ain't as global as these athletes, bro. I'm telling you.
I look at it as like if I was just to drop you somewhere in the world, would people know who you are? And of course, LeBron. If you drop LeBron anywhere in the world, they're gonna know who he is. But I also think if you drop Trump anywhere in the world, they're gonna know who that is.
Not anywhere.
That shit was just so polarizing, and social media makes the world small. So that shit was going on within the news. The Capitol riots was probably everywhere on every nation that they was probably talking, except for the nations that control their shit. The people that control their news media and all that shit, they probably don't know. North Korea, they don't know what the hell's going on. They know what's going on with North Korea. Well, actually, no, because Trump came to North Korea, so they probably know who he is too. They stepped across the line together. They whatever the hell they did. I don't know.
It's just how like shit happened in Britain and other South American countries. We hear about it, but bro, it don't be that big. It be bigger in America because that's our news, bro. But that shit, that ain't affecting the everyday citizen in other countries, bro. I'm like, it's just not. Like, I couldn't tell you. I probably couldn't tell you the last thing about that happened some shit in China. But I'm sure like maybe a white person could, but the average day citizen, they don't be keeping up with that shit. Just like the average Chinese citizen wouldn't keep up with our politics. Like, I'm sure politicians and shit be knowing every little thing.
Someone in the chat said, "True, my son's name is Kobe." LOL. He's definitely bigger, I think.
Yeah, bro. Almost every Chinese nigga got a jersey. Like, these niggas is different big, bro. Like, even DMX, like that nigga was crazy big. When he went overseas, bro, fucking crazy big. Kevin Hart, when you watch his overseas run, crazy big. He was doing more international spots than he was American. He was like, hey, this international money different. Like, bro, you gotta think too how much. So it'll kind of go to both our points. Like America, everybody watching America.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I say it'll go to both our points, to our politicians and our athletes and shit. So
someone in the chat said Trump, before running for president, had business deals across Asia, Mexico, and CSA and business ventures in the Middle East.
Of course, like I said, but the average person is not affected by that. The average person has no idea what it is. There's many niggas that's global, like what's this nigga name that do the GMO shit? Like it's many niggas that's Gates and shit. Like these niggas, like they get known and we hear their names throughout the days and shit every once in a while, but the average person don't give a fuck about them. The average person love these athletes. The average person love these celebrities, because you gotta think the average person, that's what entertainment is for, the average person. So that the busy rich people don't watch that shit. They don't have time for that shit. So like I say, the average person gets touched by these athletes and these musicians. So that's why I say that. Most people don't have time for the politics, bro. Like when we even talk about voting, what, 300,000, 300, it ain't all of American that vote every year. Like, what, 600,000 people vote every year? No, it was more
way
than that.
off.
Nah,
yeah, I'm tripping.
Hell no.
But it's not, maybe I'm trying to think of a percentage or something, but
Millions.
And millions.
But how many people in America?
Hundreds
Like
of millions.
365?
There's 365 million children, men and women. Okay. Last year, I think it was Biden had 80 million votes and Trump had like 79 or something like that.
So that's like 150 down
almost
there.
50%.
Okay. Yeah, they broke the voting record in consecutive years. But
that's what I'm saying. Trump is so polarizing. Because then they wasn't voting for Biden because they like Biden. They were voting for Biden because they didn't like Trump. I don't know. I disagree with you. I think Trump is like a global, because I feel like he's more celebrity than like this political president thing. He was a president, but I think like just the Trump brand, memes, this, that, all over the world. I feel like everybody all over the world. He's on that level with these people. I feel like he's on the level with Jordan. He's on the level with Kobe. He's on the level with LeBron. I feel that way. But
nah. No politician, period.
Trump changed media, bro. I know you say America, but like them, they know.
British people know. You go to Africa, I guarantee you a lot of Africans.
They know.
May know
if you got social media, this
is the difference of what I'm trying to argue. They may know about him, but the impact that he has on
my only point is knowing people. I don't care if you love him or hate him. I'm just talking about knowing.
That's fine about knowing, but I'm talking about how these people actually follow after these people like LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jackson, Beyonce. Like they actually love these people.
Well, that's
like,
you can't throw an American politician in that mix because people in Africa have no vested interest in what he does.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports, they have vested interest. They like, I want to play basketball like Kobe. I want to be like Jordan. So of course they're gonna have interest. I like Beyonce's music, but like I'm just talking about globe. Like I'm just talking about being known. That's really what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the actual sense of leadership, like in the globally that actually touched the world. Yeah, Trump is known, but the actual impact and who people that touch the world, I'm giving it to the athletes and entertainers. Not all entertainers. There's a few entertainers that's bigger than Trump. Not many, but I'm saying I give it to them because these people actually are loved and followed. People not following Trump because it's many reasons why not. And like you said, most of the time it's not a vested interest. So yeah, they know him, but I'm talking about actually touch the world and actually impact people. That's what I was arguing. But we both right for the points that we was making.
Someone in the chat said, IDK, my guy, I think being a business mogul, adding the name president to his resume puts him over any athlete outside of Jordan.
Yeah, because Trump is a politician now, but he wasn't just a politician. And he did have popularity before he became a politician.
I understand that in the business world and in the politic world and governments and the people that makes money, but people that's the average day person, they're not checking for Trump like that.
I don't think Trump's bigger than Ronaldo. I don't think Trump's bigger than Messi. I don't think he's bigger than these people on a global scale.
There you go. Thank you for hitting. Thank you. Those are perfect names. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so those people are massively loved versus Trump is massively known. So, and yeah, he has impact in the business world. And yeah, he may have more power than these people, but I'm talking about most people don't know that. And like I said, yeah, we got the corrupt shit that go on in the city, but we talking about the average day person, I think have more love in their heart, have inspired for better things in life. And that's why certain athletes inspire that and certain musicians inspire that. And that's why people follow them more than Trump. And most people don't give a fuck about politics because they already know what politics. Most poor people,
they know they can't do shit about it.
Exactly.
Especially in other countries. They're like, we can't even really, like, we don't do that.
They even more realistic about how corrupt they shit is than we are.
Someone said, do you think Trump could bring a crowd out in another country like Beyonce could? That's why I think he's less popular. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that is necessarily a fact. Like I said, I'm talking about known in general. Obviously, Beyonce will bring out more people because what she provides is something different. Trump doesn't provide entertainment. He's America. He's this. He's that. But I can say this: in America, I think he would. Let me see. Let me try to figure out what I'm trying to say.
He's not filling up arenas like even in America compared to certain people that we have.
In certain cities, he's packing out in the South, he's packing out stadiums.
Certain spots, but he not Kevin.
If Kevin Hart could pack out a stadium, Trump could pack out a stadium.
Not like Kevin Hart consistently. He couldn't go on multiple dates throughout the year and pop like Kevin Hart can. Kevin Hart is touching the hearts of people.
I feel like if Michelle Obama could sell out stadiums to do a book, I think Trump could do that.
That's a little run. We talking about a nigga that's been doing this shit for 10 years. Selling out.
Yeah, but there's only so many times I'm going to go watch a nigga talk. Like, I got it. Kevin Hart's entertainment. You're not going to just go watch. If Kevin Hart, like, I'm going to do a TED Talk, I'm going to give a speech about politics, you ain't going to go watch that shit.
But my point is, I'm not going to discount the power that they have in influencing people. Like, they have big influence on people. Whether however form they do it, they're enlightening people, they're sharing their light with people, and that alone is enough. How they do it, like I say, what they're doing for the average person is attracted to that versus what Trump is doing. And that's all I'm saying. I get Trump got power. He can have some concerts, but I don't think he fucking with these entertainers, bro. Dave Chappelle, like it's certain niggas that he not fucking with, bro. Like they gonna pack out stadiums, bro. Even Joe Rogan, bro. Like if they had both had 2 talk shows, and it's not fair because Joe Rogan got a long legacy of this shit already, but he watching them. He watching them. Boys ain't going to check because Joe Rogan's so good at bringing on other people and their intellect on certain topics and shit. And that's so enlightening. That's why people love him so much. It ain't just about Joe Rogan. It's the people that he bring on. Trump is just about him, like, bro. And that's, you only can go so far with that, man. You only go so far with that. Even artists know they got to start signing other niggas to make them push their run. Like, that's why every artist try to start a motherfucking label and shit. Yeah. Like, hey, man. So,
dude in the chat said our politics are felt worldwide, and this last presidency was too polarizing. It was the first time where other countries were being fueled by just the topics of a president. Trump influenced parts of the EU, caught the attention of Oceania, which I think is like the Australian type shit, garnered world attention with North Korea, Russia, obviously China. He was going at China.
But that's kind of biased because that's every year because we have vested interest with other countries as far as like our corporations and stuff like that. So whether it was Obama or Joe Biden, like China's going to be invested. Like, so it always, when it's around election time, countries and certain nations have obligations to be invested. But like I said, these are the rich people, like that's getting the higher tax bracket, the 1% that worries about that shit. The average person don't give a fuck about the corporations that Biden's getting endorsed by. Like, let's be realistic. The average.
I think the point in that being is Trump every day was the news. Like, you cannot turn on news and it not be something about Trump, what he tweeted, what he did. He walked the dog at 3 a.m. Like, anything he did, look, he's golfing. He was right. Like the news. Biden, I don't know shit Biden doing. I knew everything Trump did. I knew when Trump woke up. I knew when he went to take a shit. I knew everything Trump was doing because of the media. I don't know shit Biden. Now, that could be because the media is trying to, like, shield him. We ain't going to really focus on whatever the fuck he's doing. I get that. They hated Trump. Put it out there. Propaganda. Hate. But that motherfucker was the news every day.
I can understand that. Trump was definitely a topic for everybody, especially during the time. But I don't think it really affect people like that. Like that, it was just small talking points to have during conversations for the average person. They wasn't really invested in the shit like that, if I would say.
Trump broke up families.
That's every election.
No bullshit. I ain't never heard no shit like. I ain't never heard niggas saying we ain't hanging out with our cousins this year. I ain't never heard that shit before.
Obama, that definitely happened.
I don't remember hearing it like this Trump shit. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I don't remember hearing that shit. Happened.
White people definitely had that problem. That's because Obama won because so many white people voted for them. And that was a problem with people.
I think Trump was another level. But whatever. What other topics we got?
Shit, my phone died, I think.
Oh, hell.
I think that was it.
Ross said, I'm ready to go.
Nah, we ain't had that many.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I don't think we did either.
No, that is all of them.
Joe Budden, man, the trap to trauma shit, that was just that Hassan Campbell shit, but I don't know, man. I still feel bad for that nigga, man. Everybody was telling me he a scam artist. Don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him.
Who you talking about?
That Hassan Campbell dude.
Oh, man. That nigga there.
He's fucked up, man. I think he's trapped in trauma, dog.
Rob, you know who that is?
I don't.
Yeah,
he a YouTuber who like got into it. You see, that's what my bad. This is what Kwame Brown did was create a fan base. And you know what he did? We're going against something. That's why we're going against the go along, get along gang. And people are right on behind that shit. And he's grown to what he is.
America love that shit. That's the perfect type of shit. When you start bringing well, people in general love that shit. But when you have opposition, like you said, but in America, we love that shit even more. I feel like.
And then you know what else he did? Y'all need to watch this documentary. It's 6 parts. You know what?
Okay.
You know what? All these other niggas. I'm not saying that these people are tired because I don't think this is a guide to be a tyrant. I think this is a guide to be like some sort of leader. Because you can either use this for good or bad. You know what I'm saying? You can use it either way. But also another point you do to get power. We are the people. I'm one of you guys. You're the little guy. I'm the little guy. We're in this together. People believe that shit. Yeah. People look at Kwame Brown got $60 million. He said he got over 40 acres of land. He's not a little guy. He might do regular shit, drive his tractor, but he's in a different. But we the people. The elites are coming after me. They coming after you and your children, and they're coming after me. But anyways, Hassan Campbell, somebody told me when they commented to me, they said he was in a relationship with Africa Bambaataa. I was like, he was 12 years old. What are you talking about? At 12 years old, you know what you're doing. I'm like, I get what you're trying to say. But, bro, when you got a grown man taking advantage of a 12-year-old, I'm not saying because he's a boy, he knew if you was getting molested, you was getting molested.
That's crazy. You can use it in a literal term of relationship, like it was an ongoing thing, but no, that's not consensual. Like that's not him saying, "Oh, I'm making this decision." Like, no, that nigga was molested, bro. If that really happened, he was molested. I've heard some stuff about Africa Bambaataa before, so this is not the first time. No. But it's weird. Yeah, it's weird because you could easily say maybe niggas making up shit, like because they know about it, but shit, he may have I don't watch that nnigga, so he may have plenty of facts to prove the shit, or niggas that actually may know about.
I've just seen a nigga recently, and I was like, the shit I be like, all that they rock the snap box. Like, nigga, you 44. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I blame.
What are you doing?
I can't blame people because he made it, and I'd rather him be successful than on the streets in a sense. But it's a product of America, bro. If you can be some form of entertainment, people gonna follow you, bro. And that's what they like. That's what they like, bro. That's what just show you, bro. It's a space for everything in this world.
There's a space for everything. There's a room for anybody and everybody to get some type of money. Like I said, bro, there's people that we don't know that are like I've some random, I don't even know how. It was a Spanish YouTuber, only speaks Spanish, but he was getting like 50 million views a video. I've never heard of this person. But it just goes.
I was talking to somebody, they was talking about how the Dominican dude, like he probably one of the biggest in the world. It's like he bigger than what's the Mexican dude or whatever, goddamn. It's like not Bad Bunny, the other dude that's Pitbull or some shit like that. I don't remember if that's what they said, but regardless, it's like, bro, it be so many other people. Like you said, we don't fuck with Lionel Messi or fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's a whole motherfucking other side of the world.
But they're big enough for me to know.
Yeah,
but there's also other soccer players, because I've seen Instagram put out this list like top followed athletes, and at least 6 of those people were soccer players. And I don't know who the fuck they are. And they got like hundreds of millions of followers. I don't know who that is.
It's musicians like that. It's all type of artists, actors, book writers, doctors. It's all type of people, bro. That it's a space for everybody to make type of money, bro. Whether they degenerative, whether they're intellectual, whether they're entertainment, whether they're artistic, whatever, bro. Whether you just opening motherfucking gifts. It's niggas doing all type of shit, making goddamn money out here.
Facts. Big facts.
The dude said, remember your point about him being successful? The dude in the chat, Richard Torres, he always in the chat, so salute to him. Being successful is great, but your mentality has to grow with your bank account.
I agree. That's how you really see, in a sense. Because just with money, in a sense, that's just one of the form of our eternal wealth. And if you got wisdom and if you're able to make money on it, it really show you what you know is real, in a sense, because you putting your thoughts to work, in a sense, and you're able to actually achieve and attain things in life. Like, just because you got those things don't mean certain shit, but most people that are able to attain that, bro, they got some internal intelligence in there somewhere type shit. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree.
He was able to garner 350,000 subscribers somehow. At some point, people was digging the message.
Yeah.
But my thing with that is people still fuck with him. You know what he did wrong? He went against the new it guy. You can't you went against the new it guy. You go against Kwame Brown. He's got the you know what I'm saying, we the people. To go along, we're fighting this. You try to go against him.
He just had to stand his ground and be who he was. And I mean, I don't think he did it in the most classiest way, but he could have made it popular off that. Him and Kwame Brown, that could have been something that lasted a month type shit. Versus him kind of countering and not really having points to make. He just, if he would have punched it more intellectually, but we already know that's not kind of his game or whatever. But regardless, bro, whether he just trolled that nigga to death, like just keep trolling him, like just keep doing it, shit, whatever. But
6ix9ine him.
Yeah, so I mean, until that nigga stop responding, like goddamn. So yeah, it's a way to make money for everybody, bro. So that's all I can really say. And I'm trying to find my little lane.
Hey, I'm just dropping shit. I'm just posting videos, talk about shit until something stick.
Yeah. But even with it's niggas making money off pandering, it's many ways to make money.
Yep.
Many, like I was thinking of Sean Campbell, maybe he a good pandering to hood shit and the old niggas that can't let that shit die. That's probably some of his. When you look at demographic, most nigga demographics is like the 20s,
50-year-olds.
That nigga shit might be the 50s
like
and
50
60s.
and 40.
That nigga shit 50s and 60s in the community.
Niggas said can't let the streets go. I feel you, dog. He did rock a snot box and turned his TV off like nigga 44. 44. He talking about I'm in the hood with my jewelry. Like, dog, you're 44. I know how YouTube money look, and you getting a lot of views. Stop it. But like I said, with him, I think
he trying to be like the Draco.
He trapped the trauma.
Yeah.
He trapped the trauma.
It's paying the bill.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. All right, that's my last point. The biggest problem, we get to be paid to be what do you call it, degenerative, or what's that, Osiris, what she said? She said to be out of order. We get paid to be out of order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
people
problem.
like dysfunction. People like chaos. Like people in the comments, they always like, oh, people reporting on negative, and bro, y'all wouldn't click on that shit either way. If somebody made a YouTube channel and all they did was talk about positive shit every day, like you see RDC World, they met with LeBron. That shit look live. Like if I made a video about that, people wouldn't give a fuck. But if it's like,
it's hard to say that because I mean, there's certain people that's made it doing that. It's not as easy. I would say. I would agree with that.
Well, okay, it's not easy to do that.
Yeah.
But not people. I don't think people. Well, I get like Ellen. She's like,
what about
positive.
That one dude? Fuck, I used to make fun of me watching them. Infinite Waters. What's his name? What's the dude?
But that's a spiritual thing. That's not like a. I think you could be. It's different things you can be positive within that you'll grow. Yes, being spiritual, you got to be positive, right? Like I feel like that's a positive thing.
Well, no, it's dark shit to spirituality, but he did the only positive shit and he popped.
Oh, salute Richard Torres super chat. I'm 40 years old and grew out of Hassan's mentality. When I learned it was detrimental to me and my family's well-being. Much love, fellas. Salute. But nah, that's all I got, man. We've been here for hour 43. It's been a great show. I've had fun. This thing's about to cut off in a minute, so let's rock this out for a minute before it cuts off on us. Follow me, D. Fran Sr. Follow me
Another big leader.
Show. What's that?
Another big leader.
Is he a leader or is he a musician, an individual?
I mean, just touch the world. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But leader for sure. People follow his mentality still to this day.
That's a good conversation. I don't want to get into it because we got less than a minute. But because I think about people follow what Tupac said, but was Tupac a leader or was he an individual that got turned into a movement?
People follow his mentality.
Yeah, that is interesting. Interesting question.
What else y'all got, man, for this closeout on us?
I'm B. Neil, bro. Stay light.
It's your boy Zod, aka the Jiggy Black Hippie.
All right, man. We'll see you guys.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yeah, all that
follow,
shit. Subscribe, Apple
share.
Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, absolutely sure. Share with your friends, share with your family, all that good shit like that. I'm out. We out.
Peace.